Hello everyone. Welcome back to another show on the day. Yeah. Like, subscribe, follow, share. Help the channel grow. Bring a friend. Be right back. Alright, let's go ahead and get on into it. I really wish that airplanes in the night sky were cheeseburgers, because I could really use a food right now, food right now, food right now. You know, that's going to become a consistent noise in my stream. People are going to be like, yo, change your thing. I'm going to be like, listen, that's the microwave.
I'm sorry, I'm hungry.
Hello, welcome back everyone. The dog is here, yes. A little slightly later than I would expect to be, but we're here. Back on the grind. Back at it again with the white vans.
What?
You know that meme? Back at it again with the white vans? You don't remember that meme?
No, I don't. I remember back at it again, but is the white vans?
Damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white vans?
Oh, I guess I only remembered half of that meme.
You only remember the damn Daniel?
I remember damn Daniel completely separately.
Yeah, damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white vans?
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
two separate things.
Which is very funny because the kid who said that got, like, all the praise and got, like, all the fame and everything, but the other guy who was wearing the white vans didn't get any of it whatsoever.
Yeah, because the kid that said damn Daniel's...
Yeah, but the kid who was famous for the white vans wasn't even famous for the white vans. It was the other kid who was like, damn, Daniel, back at it again. The Roggy Doggy is here.
Don't say that.
The what? Roggy Doggy?
It's your boy, Roggy Doggy, here again with another fun-filled furball fantasy adventure.
Oh my god, if your dog's head was a chip, so weird Macho Man Randy Savage, like, sunglasses on, it would be
Listen,
so funny.
I wouldn't mind actually having a thing, a redeem, where we have a Macho Man stream, and it's nothing but a stream where I do that the whole stream, and I throw on glasses and the headband and everything, and it just...
Your throat would hate.
Oh, my throat would hate me. Are you gonna do the Elite Four? No, not today. Probably tomorrow. Based on how much grinding and stuff I still have left, I need to get George, I need to get Bug D-Lo, and I need to get Groudon. Up to standard. So, George, TD, Magnet, Bug D-Lo, Groudon. I think I have one more, don't I? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Groudon makes 5, and Metachamp is our 6th. Okay, yeah, so we've got everybody. We may have to do a couple other things before we go over, but we're practically at the point where we're gonna be doing it. We still have to fight off Wally, but I'm just doing the full grind, rather than dealing with Wally and then coming back for it, but... more likely than not, the Elite Four is probably going to be tomorrow. If something happens to George, we're gonna have to go get ourselves a Crawdad. That's the only other Dark Mon I can think of. We shouldn't have too much more to go for Bug Delo. Anyway, I think once it hits, it's not too far from 28 or from 58. And once it's at 58, I think we're good to go on it. I think we might actually be able to thief our way through. Hello, Van. Wally has improved. He isn't weak anymore. Yeah, but he's definitely going to be weak against what we've got in our party. Toilet Bird is the last one we really need to have in our party. The only problem with Toilet Bird that I see is his Grovile is, like, level something or other. Do you know Township? Like Township Tales? The hit acclaimed VR game? Tomorrow is Sapphire? Nope. Tomorrow is not Sapphire, because we're probably still not going to be... No, the mobile game? No, I have no idea then. We're probably not going to be done with Ruby today. As much as I hate to say it, we still have a big grind ahead of us. What do you mean, Grovile Wally doesn't own a Grovile? Hello, Moondrop. Hello, Takedown. I'm here to pick up an order, 2 pepperoni pizzas and a calzone. Name, fuck you. Fallout 4 reference. Yeah, welcome back, Moondrop. It has been a bit. How have you been doing? George is taking its sweet time. Yeah, George is probably our slowest grower. George is barely growing. It's probably because George is kind of splitting the XP. It's definitely strong, but it's certainly not very great at the moment. But hey, there we go. Bug Delo's now up top. So, I guess let's finish out George and then we can go. You could also not use an XP share. Sure, let me go ahead and throw my highly weak to water Pokemon into fight a whole bunch of water Pokemon at the bottom of the ocean. And, hope that it doesn't get TKO'd by a single water gun or something. Trying to learn Skull Bash! Tucks his head, attacks on the next turn. 100. I don't think that's better than anything I have here. Maybe Thief. It might be better than Thief. But, like, I feel like 2-stage moves are not fantastic. We'll just leave it for now. We'll take it out. It's really only... It has one purpose, and that's Crunch. Be right back. He's a shower, not a grower. Who's a shower, not a grower? Oh, George? You're waiting for an application? Oh, are you waiting for the application for your pizza and calzone? At least you're good enough for going through Victory Road. Yeah, I think we're mostly good enough to go through Victory. Our issue right now is we have one more Pokemon we have left to burn through. And it also happens to be weak to water. Alright, we can move this. And then we're gonna go ahead and withdraw. Any new losses since you weren't here? Nope, no new losses. We're working on our Elite Four party at the moment. So, oh shit, I gotta take the item off of it. I forgot about that. Give me 1 second. I completely forgot about the item that's sitting on it. Yeah, I think Groudon is more just there to, like kind of finish out the party rather than as a necessity. We could always put Spheal as our last Pokemon. I think that Groudon is just... would be a funny way to go ahead and end the Metagross. Streams suck on YouTube TV app and for Switch. It's on TV, that's on Switch. You can't comment on anything during streams or just regular comments on a video. Oh, I didn't know that. Listen, I figured I could just, like, connect it and be able to comment. I mean, also, controls. I can't really see you typing in a bunch of stuff on your control. You have eaten the spaghetti. Congratulations on eating the spaghetti. Yeah. Make sure to remember the Elite Four's moveset and Wally and the Champions too. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a look at the movesets of everybody to take into account. The reason I have George, TD, Little Magnet, Topaz, we're gonna have Diaper Baby, and the last one is going to be Armadillo. So I'm hoping that should work, but we'll look at their movesets and everything. They had great coverage from Oros. Oros did do a lot of balancing changes, so I have to really look at Ruby and Sapphire as their own games, and then I have to look at Emerald as its own game, because Emerald is such a significantly different beast than Ruby and Sapphire, and Ruby and Sapphire are very different critters than Oros are. So, your stream on your switch to something so you can chat? Gotcha. Yeah, we'll take a look. I have the typings down. I just need to make sure that the coverage is there, I suppose. I mean, if it comes down to it, we could always go ahead and throw a Ninjask in there for no reason. Alright, give this thing my XP share. We'll heal up before we go back out. My only concern is that Toilet Bird gets knocked out during the fight with what's-his-name, because it's water and flying, and I believe Toilet Bird is it neutral? Let's see, I believe rock and electric moves. So it's not weak to grass, so that's good. And I don't think Grovyle has access to that. Brother used to call Pelipper Toilet Bowl. So whoever came up with the name, it's just hilarious. I believe somebody mentioned how that bird was, like, that bird was terrible, and I called it Toilet Bird. So that's very funny. Can't comment. Would I rather live in a mountain or on an island? How big's the island? How big's the mountain? Jesus, welcome back. It's been a while. Playing Fire Emblem on the DS. Just want to report a kind of funny moment. Sure. Shoot, my dude. Seminary's gonna be talked to and they'll join your party. Yep, I remember that. You can talk some dudes down, and it's the only way to actually win them into your party, or recruit them. I recall. Yeah, if you want me to answer whether I'd want to live on an island or a mountain, I kind of need some details, like how big's the mountain, how big's the island? Do I have access to stuff? Or is it just whatever island or mountain I picture? Because if that's the case, I would definitely go off the island. Met Toilet Bird, but stupid. No, it's cool. It's cool. I get you. Toilet Bird. Yeah, that was just kind of what we came up with. This guy just attacks a woman talks to him, and then he says that he'll never turn his blade on a woman again. Like, bro changed his mind in like 5 seconds. Bro saw them hips and he was like, alright, I'm done. The only sword that I'm gonna show my woman. Mountain is 3.5 square miles wide, and the island is 3 square miles, and you have access to basic needs and a house. Oh, island then for sure. For sure I would take the island. Mountain sounds cool, probably access to a lot more resources. I feel like mountain would probably be more nutritious in the long run. I'd probably have better access to stuff, but I think the island would just be better overall. I think I would enjoy that more. Up the island. Didn't know if playing New Vegas, but Cazadors are fucking bullshit. I have never... Well, I've played New Vegas a little bit, but... I have heard many people say fuck the Cazadors. So... Big Ear Nasty, hello, welcome, how you doing? You've come during our final grind times here. Tried getting into Fire Emblem, couldn't get into it. I actually preferred Advanced Wars to Fire Emblem. Probably one of the few, because Fire Emblem has like a billion things, whereas Advanced Wars only has like 3 or 4 games, I think. Kind of fallen to the wayside, nobody really plays it anymore. What animals are on the island? Gotta watch out for those small poisonous frogs. Dirt frogs. Oh, dart frogs and stuff? I don't think they would be on an island. They're very specific to that jungle. Like, on an island, you're very rarely gonna encounter, like, venomous / poisonous frogs on an island. I mean, maybe here or there, but I can't see it. I mean, if we're talking like a Caribbean island, probably not. We've got small shit like the coqui and stuff like that. Not like I'm gonna be, you know, sucking on my frog for the day and then suddenly I'm gonna drop over dead. But we're assuming, since the question was that we have access to basic needs, that we're assuming there's enough food and there's a way for me to agriculture and stuff like that. Like to dig many tunnels and rooms for space inside of a mountain, and there's no poisonous gas and the mountain is solid. Is there poisonous gas on the island? Am I missing something here? Man, this thing grows slow as shit. How much time, what is too much time playing Legends? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. If you're enjoying it and you're having fun with it, I don't think there's too much time. Maybe if you look outside and it was dark and now it's light, that might be a little too much time. I'm not sure. You would like to do it in a mountain? On the island, there's oil in the ground? I mean, I don't know how helpful that would be, you know, all that oil that I'm going to spend on the island. I feel like if I had oil on the island, I'd be in real trouble because it would just probably end up causing all kinds of catastrophes to the area around and ruining my food sources and such. Alright, all we got are 3 more crunches. 2 more crunches. How many minutes of prep time on the North Sentinel Island? Oh, I have no idea. No clue. We're at our last crunch, I think, here. Alright. Switch into TD. Dark frogs really only live in Central and South America, so the island wouldn't have to deal with them. Yeah, I mean, I might have small frogs. You know, if it's a small island, like so many miles by so many miles, like, that's not exactly what I would consider a large island. Like, it should have all the stuff that I need, assuming that I can find fresh water, or at least I can make fresh water. Am I, like, shipwrecked on there, or am I just one day I wake up magically on an island? Because that also determines some stuff. You know, whether I'm going to have to use palm leaves, or whether I'm going to have access to, like, tools and tarp. That makes a pretty big deal, too, so... God, all these Chinchos! Get out of here, Chincho! Listen, Clam Pearl.
No, Chincho, no.
No, Chincho, no! Thanks?
Oh.
Was it over there? Chincho, no Chincho! Chincho, no Chincho!
Hello?
Chincho, no Chincho! Pico, no Chincho. That's an anime of all time, right? Isekai, but it sucks? Oh, Isekai, but it sucks? I've got one. What's a terrible Isekai that we watched?
I don't know, actually.
We've seen some pretty bad
Yeah, but
Isekais.
it's been a minute since we've had a bad one. Like an actually...
Like an actual terrible Isekai?
There was some that started off pretty rough.
Yeah,
but
like...
by the 3rd episode, we're like, okay.
Yeah, like the RuneScape, anime, that started off pretty bad, but then it turned out to be...
Mid. I wouldn't say it was bad.
It turned out to be pretty good. And then, oh, there was that one with the chibi 3D girl. Where she...
I don't remember what that was called, though.
Oh, I don't remember what it was called either. Hello, Francisco. Let's see. I don't know, what do you guys consider a really bad isekai? Shipwrecked, but you have to still have an escape boat, but you can't escape. Only 1 in 15 years, there's that thing where the wave goes west that you can escape. But you can fish around the... Yeah, I figured I would have to fish. I mean, probably be my main source of thing, aside from digging for clams, and maybe go ahead and, maybe catch birds. Using fish as bait to catch wild birds. Or maybe have birds nest there so that way I can get their eggs. That would probably be a very sustainable method for getting stuff. You'd rather live in the Pokemon world so you don't have to deal with stupid politics, but you would rather deal with a Groupon and Kyogre. Oh, Groudon and Kyogre trying to like destroy the world. I mean, I guess the problem that I see with the Pokemon universe is it's hyper unrealistic. Like, unrealistic to the point where I couldn't even consider it, like, a viable fantasy world for anyone to live in. Unless physics works differently. Yeah, maybe they're wild chickens. Yeah, I mean, I can't see there being wild fowl on an island, but it's possible. There's probably peccary for sure. I don't know how, but, you know, there usually tends to be wild boar on these islands here or there.
You also get ocean birds.
Yeah, ocean birds, that's a thing. But that's what I'm saying is, if I could go ahead and create nests, an environment to ocean birds would come lay their eggs, then, you know, that'd be a pretty consistent way to get stuff done, right? Chairman Rose tries to destroy Britain, or Boris Johnson is your prime minister. Your choice. I couldn't even tell you. I don't know enough about you know, Euro-English politics to be able to answer that. I mean, hell, I don't really pay that much attention to politics anymore because politics pretty much is just it's a driving force, and I see it literally all the times. Like at work. The worst isekai? What is isekai? Not heavily into anime? Isekai is when you wind up in a fantasy world. Either because you died and got reincarnated into a fantasy world, or were magically teleported into another world. Isekai basically means another world. It's those animes where, or cartoons where somebody gets put from the position they are into a completely different area. Different world, different dimension, those all count as isekais. Worst isekai, be woke up on an island with 2 trees and no fish? Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have very much at that point. Could you somehow follow birds to better lands? Maybe even a country? I mean, I guess, but I mean, you'd have to be able to get across the ocean. If we're talking surviving on an island for like 15 years, I don't think I could honestly do that. I think I would die on the island before my 15 years of island service is done. Oh, Groudon, you're gonna be so nice when you're done. Yeah, I think our best bet would be, you know, being able to create, like, fresh water wouldn't be too bad. It'd be better if there was fresh water there, but how long do I think it could survive on an island? Let me take into account all the skills that I actually have. Yeah, but we've been, the thing has been put out that it's about a 3 by 3 mile island with all of your basic needs being met. What do I think of multiple political parties versus 2 parties? I don't have anything about politics, as every time we talk about politics, my numbers drop to single digits. So, no. No comments on politics whatsoever. Like Castaway or Lord of the Flies Island? Those are 2 wildly different islands, but both of them are viable.
Yeah, but Castaway, I think, is harder than Lord of the Flies.
I think so too. Lord of the Flies had a lot more abundant resources, but Castaway, I think
you could still make do.
You could still make do. You could survive so many years. Like,
still a pretty big island.
Honestly speaking, I think, like, if I were to put all of the skills that I have, my weak game is trapping. Like, in terms of cooking stuff up, making use of bones, and crafting and whatever, I'm pretty strong at those things. I have no issue skinning and, you know, smashing the brain of my prey onto the skins to actually cure it, or peeing on it and making the whatever I need to for it. No issues. Tanning. But trapping is my weak game. I'm not very good at trapping. Hunting, I can do. But trapping, not the greatest at. But, 7 years, maybe? I think 7 years would be pretty realistic for what I could survive on an island. There's fresh water, but it's limited? I mean, technically, there's not really limited fresh water. I can make my own fresh water. I mean, all I had to do is set up a filtration system, and that wouldn't be too hard. Between condensation, using the sand, creating wood, then using the charcoal to go ahead and... Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be too bad. I could create my own filtration system. Didn't mean to bring politics into the stream. Just I'd rather live in Pokemon World than no. You're good. You weren't bringing up politics. I mean, or boil water. Yeah, but I feel like boiling water is good, but boiling water doesn't necessarily get the salt out of your water if you need fresh water. I mean, you could technically try and grow salt crystals, but you know, salt is kind of gonna be slightly your enemy for most of it. Unless you have a hard day's work and then you need to get some electrolytes back, then you're just gonna be sitting there licking a salt rock, but... Cool, your own pee? No, not my own pee. I mean, like, you can go ahead and you can boil out the water, then you can go ahead and run the water through a filtration system, or run it through a filtration system, then boil the water. Set the water out for condensation purposes and collect the condensed water, so that way you can get rid of the salt and get the actual fresh water, and the salt crystals should condense on the palm leaf or whatever you're using. Do I hunt? I have. I'm not gonna cook my own pee. Cooking my own pee, that's a terrible idea.
But you can do that to get water.
I mean, technically, yeah, you can, but like...
the same way that you would seawater.
Yeah, but the problem is that, like, pee does have more acidity, so it's not going to be really good for your teeth in the long run, drinking pee. Yeah, it's sterile, technically, but it is. Pee is definitely sterile. Your body is a natural filtration system. But we're not talking about drinking pee. We're not boiling pee, my guys. I feel like you would go insane if you were left on an island having delusions. Probably, but, you know, that's the reason why when people tend to get stuck on stuff like that, that's the reason why in Castaway he made Wilson. It's actually very important to have that kind of companionship, have somebody to talk to, because otherwise your brain will produce somebody to talk to, and you'd rather have your own ways of coping than letting your body figure out one for you. Ultimate water plus... Unlimited water plus pee? I mean... Listen, it's kind of a last resort, but if I'm on an island, I'm literally surrounded by water. I just need to filter it. That way I can get fresh water out of it. I don't have to, like, resort to, like, pissing in my mouth to, like, hydrate myself.
We said filtering. Okay.
I'm just saying. Your companion would be an anime body pillow? Well, I mean, it's a shipwreck, so who knows what you're gonna find. You know, maybe one of the passengers... Maybe one of the passengers, like, had a dragon dildo locked away in their thing, and you're gonna throw a wig on that bitch and be like, "What up, Samson?" Just take a little marker and draw a little face on the side of it, and... Chat, we have to grind so we can beat Kyogre, you say to a coconut. Yeah, that would be me. Talking to coconuts. The coconut nut. The coconut nut is a big old nut. It's a big old nut, and it's nutty nut. It has the nut milk. Deep inside, you can crack it open and drink it with pride. It's the coconut. It's the coconut. That's how it goes, right? Eat the dragon dildo. That's plastic, my dude. If you were to boil your own pee, I don't think I'd want to use it. Don't think I'd want to use it for cooking, mostly for other things. Yeah, like washing my laundry. I mean, that actually wouldn't be too bad if I need to go ahead and, like... If I need to go ahead and go hunting or something like that, I'd probably want to go ahead and, like, put mud and pee on my clothing. Drink it with Prime? Yeah. That's what I'd do. Game Station 9000, you know, this stream brought to you by Coconut Nut. Alright, we've got all of one more attack left here. Hey, good way to end it off on a Relicanth. Dragon what now? Isn't that a weapon? That's really old FNAF fan game? Yeah, the dragon dildo. Yeah. That's an old FNAF weapon. It's that thing, the bite of 83. Right? That's what it was. Little kid was having their birthday party and suddenly dragon out of nowhere. Chomp. Minding its own business when some businessman in a suit walks by a sewer and suddenly a dragon dildo bites him in the ankle. That's how that works, right? Why are there brands of drinks that look like literal pee? I don't know. Ask any member of the military that drinks Monster. Don't mind me. We all used to drink Monster, and if you've never, like, poured it out, it definitely looks like fucking either pee or, like, radiator fluid or, like, antifreeze. Good survival skills. That happens in the movie? Ah, yes. I remember that part where they were... The kids' spirits were like, ah, I got bit by a dragon dildo. That's my favorite part of the movie. Yeah. Oh, I think we can crunch this down. Yeah, take that, Pelipper. Alright, back to grinding. You could be naked on the island the whole time and not cook over 23 degrees Celsius the whole time. I mean, yeah, technically you could be naked, but you wouldn't want to be. If Ark taught me anything, it's that being naked is very bad. You want to at least cover yourself up, even if nobody else is around, just for the sake of your skin. It's not like you've got any suntan lotion or sunscreen out there and can you just put an SPF, you know, 3000 on your skin all the time. Reminds me of an episode of Rick and Morty. Yeah, I think 7 years is about as long as I could survive on an island. What about you guys? What's the longest time you think you could survive on an island? Is it wrong to think Roxanne Wolf is hot? Are you a furry? I mean, you could be. I don't know. I mean, is there anything wrong with being a furry? I know they get a bad reputation and such, but, like, I've never really found any problems with them personally. But no, I mean, if that's your thing, I mean, no worse than people who like Judy Hopps or anything else, right? 3 days, you think you could only survive on an island for 3 days? Are you just not drinking water? Because 3 days on an island, that sounds like a pretty short time period. Sounds like you saw that island, walked around the edge of it, and were like, nah, fuck it. Guess I'll just die. Yeah, you gotta think long-term survival at that point. You want to have, like, around 5, 6, or 7 years. You want to have a place that you can sleep that's away from the shoreline. You want to make sure you're raised up so that way you don't have to deal with any insects that are walking on the ground or, you know, any other generic island fauna that may be around. You want to make sure that you're kind of away from the coastline, but inwards so that way you have some shade. You also got to be very careful and learn how to read air currents and stuff. I've been lucky. I was lucky that I can smell rain, so at least I could tell that's coming. But, I mean, when you live directly on the coast, you can just feel the air pressure change, so I wouldn't really have to smell around for it. You think your brain would go stupid one time and you just die? Yeah, that's all it takes. One stupid decision and suddenly you're out on the ground with your legs split open. you know, stepping directly on a rockfish or something. You know, sea urchin in the butthole or whatever. I was gonna say something, but it seems that graphic nature of this conversation is completely blocked, by your filter. Oh no. What do you mean? Why is Topaz trying to learn rest? Is that a thing that Groudon wants to learn, is fucking rest? I have the feeling I should not be teaching rest to my Groudon. You fought a dragon? Ah, that would be why. The OG dragon dildo. You've got the real thing. You know, foreskin and all. What did my filter do? Did it stop you from posting something? It's the coconut. It's the coconut. We were talking about dragon, you know, weren't we? Oh, yeah, that. But if it was with your best friend, you could be civilized and you could escape. Some of your friends, you could make other languages, or... Listen, if I'm stuck on there with a friend... If I'm stuck on an island with a friend, like... Of course I would be very civilized. And of course, we would make sure to do the right thing and work in shifts and take turns, and we would be very civilized, doing civil things that civil people do on the island.
It wasn't me more than you. I didn't know if you were applying it to me or general friend.
I mean, just anybody in general. If I was stuck on the island with just Luft, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how we would survive. She's definitely got quite a lot of skills that I don't. I think between the two of us, we'd have enough skills to survive for quite a bit. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it would be a good trip regardless. Imagine Dragon Dildo. I'm sure that there's a company out there who definitely has that. You know, it's a dildo that when you put it, it's like, I'm going up so deep inside. Spread your legs and just open wide. I can feel it in my soul as it goes in my... Okay, anyway, let's get off of this. I think we have talked enough about, you know, battery-powered artificial penises. Think you need to go. Talking about dragon purple worms, I think is something you need to forget. Goodbye and good luck. Alright, catch you later, SRB. Learning about survival strategies, but I'm just lazy. I think there are some pretty decent survival strats out there and stuff. Like, I always think it's a good idea to learn that kind of stuff, because even if you don't want to do it, having it under your belt as a possible survival skill that you could use at some point is a pretty good idea. Sure, it may not be the most fun things to learn, but just knowing how to go ahead and start a campfire properly, or knowing how to go ahead and skin and tan an animal, knowing how to properly take meat and not let it all get poisoned and coagulated by old blood, you know, properly draining stuff, or knowing that you can actually drink blood of certain critters to go ahead and survive because it is fairly nutritious. You know, stuff like that. Things you should at least learn. How did you go on surviving an island to talking about dragon dildos? I don't know, we were talking about shipwrecks and suddenly we washed up on shore with one. That's how it happened.
Yeah, because you said maybe someone had one cat.
Yeah, and you throw a wig on it and then, yeah, that's how we started talking about it. Never use emojis, but this talking about it got you like... Alright, we'll get off the topic, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not gonna beat you over the face with it. Haha. Last joke. I swear. Alright. Hey, how about them mudkips? How about them clam pearls? You just need a can of body axe spray to live? I mean, that's one way to live, I suppose. Use it when a seagull comes too close. Seagull coming after your food, pull that fucking Axe body spray and just scream and spray it in its eye. Thing's gonna go flapping everywhere. Yeah. Show that fucking... that sky thief who's boss. Alright, what about you guys who have chosen the mountain as the best place to live? Best friend would come back and you'd both have skills. Yeah, I mean, you'd have some pretty big survival skills. You would probably come back with some serious damage, though. Living on an island is not what I would consider an ideal experience. If you got food, then you can spray it? Yeah, spray it with Axe body seasoning for seasoning. Yeah. Great idea. Axe body seasoning, is that what I just fucking said? I mean, hey, if you're looking for a mate, you have all that Axe body spray to attract them, right? Did you know that plastic jars with magnifying glass, that you can see insects in, think you can make a great fire? Yeah, I mean, any piece of glass could be used to refract, to make a great fire. Is the top of the mountain partially flat or not? I mean, you're the one who came up with the question. Why are you asking me about the mountain? You came up with the questions. I mean, at that point, it's a plateau. I mean, I assume if it's a mountain, we're not talking about a giant mountain ridge. I assume we're talking about a mountain where it could partially have, you know, places you could walk or other areas. But, I mean, you're the one who came up with the 3.5 by 3.5 mountain range, which I feel like would be more of like a hill. How long do you think you could survive on an island in Pokemon? Not very long. I don't think more than a week, to be perfectly honest. You know, with the way that the Pokemon world is, yeah, I can't see more than a week. I'd probably just get eaten by Wild Squirtle. They take out my kneecaps, and that would be it. Come across a Bidoof, and he'd be like, "What up?" Ka-chomp. 3 days. Yeah, I can't see it being very long. The Pokemon world is highly dangerous. What if the mountains snow with no trees? I mean, I guess I don't know. It could be an icy mountain, but even if it is an icy mountain and you're stuck on this 3.5 by 3.5 area, then, you know, you would still have quite a place to work with. If it's all snow, then what's to stop you from just descending the mountain? You just don't know where you're at, you have to just survive? Eat the Pokemon? Yeah, good luck getting close to one. Yeah, you can eat the Pokemon. The problem isn't finding food or anything else. The problem is literal creatures with destructive power that will literally take off your leg with nothing but a single water gun. Or a Bidoof that will just literally gnaw its way through your leg in a single bite. Or like a Trapinch that'll take off your arm. Or just any generic Pokemon that would completely annihilate you on the first move. It's a mountain that has trees and flat places, and there are deer. Yeah, I mean, there's probably mushrooms too, so... If it's got trees, and it's got deer, it's probably got mushrooms. If you guys want to see, like, surviving out in the wild at its best, there's a movie called Into the Wild, that's based on a true story of this guy who pretty much gave away, he was like a trust fund baby, and he gave away all of his stuff, and decided he was gonna go live in an abandoned bus in Alaska. Groudon is going pretty quick. I think the only place where there's a 3x3 mountain is in Minecraft. Let's see. So if it's a 3x3 mountain, it would be what, a 5x5k 5x5 kilometer mountain for roughly a 3.5 by 3.5, because I think a 5k is 3.5. So yeah, it'd be 5x5 kilometers. You know, and 3.5 miles for anybody who's using the Imperial system. If you have a pickaxe, shovel, axe, and knife on the side of the mountains of forest, you have 10 meters of rope. I mean, yeah, but who the fuck is just traveling with a pickaxe, shovel, axe, and knife? No one's going to the mountains with a pickaxe, shovel, axe, and knife. That's super convenient Minecraft logic. Nobody's just walking around with that. Have you ever carried a pickaxe? That's heavy as fuck. That's the last thing I want to carry into the mountains. You're built different. Ah, I see. It's not that heavy. We have a pickaxe at home. Yeah, but if you're climbing through the mountains with a pickaxe, that's pretty damn heavy. Listen, 5-pound weights aren't that heavy, but try holding that shit in front of your face for half an hour. Hell, try holding a 5-pound weight out in front of you for, like, 15 minutes. It's a plane crash. Who the fuck is bringing their pickaxe on a plane? I don't even think that would make it on board. Even if it was a plane crash. It's hyper unrealistic. I would assume that I would have to make my own pickaxe. And at that, you're bringing a pickaxe on a plane? I see. Gotcha. The guy named Steve would? Only in Minecraft would you do that? Yeah, that's very Minecraft logic. I can't see. It's a small plane. Yeah, if it's a small plane, I don't think a pickaxe would be one of the items I would bring on my small plane with me. Especially if I'm just crashing in the mountains. At that point, that metal has better use than, you know, making a pickaxe out of it. Maybe make some reflective things that I can use to go ahead and start fires. Make knives out of the wreckage and stuff like that. A pickaxe, I mean, especially if we're talking, like, the metal that's going to be used in a plane, I can't see it being that useful, honestly. Yeah, it can be used to make some basic tools, but you're not going to be able to do very much with it. Plus, if you find iron ore or something like that, you're not going to be smelting that down. You're not going to be able to just craft yourself a smelter and just suddenly make it. Like, how many of you could just suddenly go make a furnace? You'd rather do the whole Bioshock thing? Thought wheeling my suitcase and props through Magfest was annoying. Through Magfest. Oh, man. Listen, the most annoying part about Magfest is the gaming hall. I will say, Magfest did have some really cool fucking speed runs from what I've heard, though. I didn't get the chance to watch any of them. I heard the Metal Gear speed run was pretty magnificent this year, though. This makes your senses make no sense. No, I mean, it makes sense. All good. How many more bolts we got? I'm just kind of sad that, like, Little Magnet is leveling up as slow as it is. Yeah, it's level 60, but I feel like it's just going super slow. Even the Smash tournament, talking about Magfest. This is beef. Ah. That would explain it. That would be why we're talking about Magfest. How are you doing? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Even the Smash tournament wasn't even that great. Like, I've seen some Smash tournaments, but even the one at Magfest wasn't, like, phenomenal. I felt a little disappointed. I mean, Oda's gonna be pretty fucking cool. I'm very excited for Oda, but that's not until, like, August or something. That's a ways away. Okay, let me go ahead and fly my happy ass back to town. You can actually craft a blacksmith out of the stuff around you. Requires a lot of skill. Gonna have to look it up. Can't make one. You need a heat source. You know what? I'm gonna look one up. I would actually be very curious. Horrible, your goldfish left you? Oh no, that's terrible. Listen, it's better than your Hot Pocket leaving you. You know, then suddenly you wake up in the middle of the night, Hot Pocket sitting on your chest, knife in hand, asking why you decided to eat that calzone. Just wouldn't be until you're surfing. Goldfish wanted another owner. Packed its bags, walked out the door. Decided it was gonna go ahead and find itself a new owner. It was like, you're not taking care of me the way you should. You're not providing. You said there would be flakes. The only flakes we have are when you don't show up. Okay, almost there. Just gently touch it. There we go. It's always the Hot Pockets. Be unpractical? Yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't make any sense to really use it, especially in a plane crash. If you're out in the mountains and your plane crashes, you have all the metal supplies, electronics, and stuff that you'll need from just salvaging the wreck itself than anything. Plus, if the wreck isn't too bad, you could use the fuselage as a way to go ahead and keep yourself semi-warm. To make blacksmith and trying to survive. Yeah, it would be very impractical. You would, assuming you're on a shipwreck, you should have all the stuff that you need with modern day ships. If you're in a plane crash in the mountains, then you should have all the metal that you need for modern day stuff. Shovel knife, 10 meters of rope. I mean, if you want to be honest, the best item you could probably have with you is a shovel. A shovel is invaluable in terms of survival. You can sharpen the edge of a shovel to have a makeshift, like, axe, or knife. You can use the shovel to actually, like, dig things out. You can use the back of the shovel as a hammer. You can use the shovel as, like, leverage to push things up or pull things. You can use the shovel to get things out of high places or out of low ones. Like, a shovel is a pretty damn useful tool. Shovels are great. Yep, shovels are super, super good. Everyone needs a shovel. Shovel's pretty easy to make. Yeah, exactly. It's a very easy tool to make with, like, many, many, many uses. You wouldn't really need a hammer if you just have a shovel. A shovel, that would be a tool that I could 100% see myself walking around with. A small shovel, even just a spade shovel, would do wonders out there. Talking about 45 minutes about surviving? Yeah, it's a good topic. Survival situations are a pretty good topic. Everybody loves talking about survival. I know we all tend to think that, oh man, I'm gonna be able to do everything. I've watched so many YouTube tutorials. Like, but let's be honest. In certain apocalypses, shipwreck or plane, check the wreck first for anything. Use the plane as shelter if not fire or gas leak. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If you have a plane crash, there's a lot of stuff you have access to. If you have a shipwreck, there's a lot of stuff you have access to. You know, people tend to go ahead and think, I'm gonna be stuck on an abandoned island for X number of years. If it's a small island, you might be in trouble. Even if it's a big island, you could be in trouble. You don't know what's gonna wash ashore, but if you're shipwrecked, you have a much higher chance of survival for at least a longer period. Would you make a bow? No. There's no reason for me to make a bow. I'm not very good at it. Sure, I could learn it, but I feel like the exertion of using a bow would not be worth it. My best bet would be to go ahead and just craft a trap that is reusable, rather than making a bow and then making arrows that may not go where I need them to go. A piece of wood that may end up warping, or string that may end up snapping, which would be valuable resources I could use for other stuff. A spear! Spear's a good item. If in terms of survival weapons, not even a spear, a pike. Just a sharp piece of wood. No need to go ahead and get fancy with the spear. All you need is a sharp stick, and that will do a lot of what you need to do. Sharp stick and shovel will be your best friends. You don't want to take the sharp stick unless you're going out somewhere for a purpose. You don't want to take the shovel. Well, shovel you can carry everywhere. I can't see the shovel really hurting you as bad as taking a pike out or taking a spear out and then, you know, skewering yourself on insert rock here. Just stab knives. You wouldn't want to make a knife. Like, you would want a knife for one purpose, and that would be cutting meat back at there, but, like, mainly you're going to be using the spear for pretty much everything that is hunting. You'd make a trap, and then you could wear the spear on your back. I thought about that, but a spear is pretty heavy. Pieces of wood, you could use it as a walking stick, but then you have a sharp walking stick. So, what if this is a Mr. Beast challenge? Buy the stuff off him? I mean, if it was a Mr. Beast challenge, it would be pretty cool. I mean, they're those people who, like, you have everything you need in a supermarket, survive for as long as you can. I'd fucking do that. Listen, they put me on that kind of challenge. If they said, hey, here's a supermarket, survive in there as long as you can, and you get X amount of money for everything you survive, you better believe I'm gonna turn that into a thing. I would live in there, no problem. A bow would be something useful to make. Makeshift knife. Yeah, just something to cut, but then again, just go back to shovel. You just go back to shovel at that point. Everything, if instead of having a knife, you have your shovel. You can use the shovel to do stuff. Just give you a shovel, a wig, and talk to it so you don't go insane. Talk to your shovel? Yeah, that you could. But yeah, I mean, if I had one tool that I would take with me, if I only had one single tool that I could have, it would definitely be the shovel. I could do so much with that thing. A bow could be useful, but like I said, I would just prefer a spear. Something to keep within range. I think learning the bow would be a little bit too difficult for me, personally. Maybe in years you can make tools that the shovel will carry everywhere. Oh, yeah, absolutely. If I have a specific home base that I was going to live in, the shovel would be something I would always carry with me. And depending on my circumstances or where I'm at, you know, who knows? If there's anything that Ark has taught me, it really is that, like, how you need to go about surviving a lot of stuff. Yeah, Ark is highly unrealistic. But I've played enough survival games, I understand the main concepts. I've read a bit about survival. I mean, I can do my own hunting and skinning and stuff like that. So I could survive in terms of that. But, like, there's a lot of stuff that people have to get done. That's assuming you don't have any injuries, because we always take into account everything we're doing, but we don't think about the calluses that we don't have on our hands, tearing up our hands doing stuff. Or injuries that could possibly happen, illnesses. We never keep that stuff in account when we think of this. $54, making good headway. Can you eat sand? I mean, technically. Just making a joke because it says Shovel is your best friend. Oh no, I get it. Shovel would be my best friend. I would probably talk to it. Hey there, Shovel. You see that yam over there? We're gonna get her. When you're surviving, you don't get a choice like that. Make multiple shovels. You can have multiple tools, but I feel like a Swiss Army shovel would really just be your thing.
Tactical shovel.
Tactical shovel, yeah. Shovel, like I said, a shovel is, if you're in a shipwreck or something, or just remember this, kids. If you ever get in a situation where you only have one chance at one tool, grab the fucking shovel. It's got a lot you can do with it. I mean, and in a pinch, the shovel could be used as a spear or sharp object. So.
You can sharpen its edges anyway.
Huh?
You can sharpen its edges.
Yeah, you can sharpen the edge. Maybe make a big wooden dildo. Here we go. Talking about the inanimate objects. That. Bless you. Yeah, I told you guys that probably today would turn into a grind stream. Tomorrow would probably be the last of it. Put it in a high place. I guess I feel like, you know, satisfying your urges would be the last thing on there. What a tiring experience. Yeah, last things you want to do. Waste of energy, waste of water. Reminds me of this quote from the movie. Can't exactly re-quote it. Banned for talking about it. Listen, there's not very many things that I'll ever like tell anybody no you can't talk about or whatever. So tomorrow's short stream? I don't know. Depends. Maybe? Maybe tomorrow might be short? I mean, technically, the thing itself, so the category of Ruby and Sapphire, for some odd reason on Twitch, they fall under the exact same category of Ruby and Sapphire. I don't think there's separate categories for them. So technically, I could just continue on. I would just change the thing to Sapphire. And grab your shovels. Yeah, you don't need a pitchfork if you've got a shovel. That's a wunk. Good old big flat wunk. All right. Took. I am very surprised we have not come across a single shiny yet. Like, this is ridiculous. You would think that at least one shiny would have popped up by now. I want to see the summary here real quick. 4 more. Build your base somewhere in a cave. I mean, if you're lucky and the mountain you're on has caves. If it doesn't, then I see you're about to do a countdown for a shiny. I'm sorry, but I don't think it's happening. Also, why do you insist on doing countdowns where you just post the numbers all the time? It fills up the chat. It's almost as bad as spam. Alright, no struggles. So switch this up with little magnet here. Shovel's pretty useful, like you said. Used for all things. Live on a farm, and I've done all kinds of things with a shovel. But a pitchfork is easier to use than a shovel for certain tasks. Yeah, I think a pitchfork comes with a little more grip that a shovel does not. But, you know, the big thing about a shovel is it is just solid mass. You know, it doesn't have the holes and stuff. I mean, hell, in a pinch, you could use a shovel for a cup to drink out of. Maybe we should have a stream where we just praise the... Maybe there should be a game where it's a survival game, but you only have shovel. Call it Only Shovel. Or Shovel Survival Simulator. Or something like that. Only 3 more levels for Topaz. I feel like I'm gonna get a callus on my thumb from just doing this back and forth all day. Or get a blister on the bottom of my thumb from just moving this. I think that was my last try attack. Yep. We're on bolts from here on. 14... 13... 12... 11... 10... How would you deal with sickness? Probably die. I mean, if you're getting... Alright, I'll make a game where you praise the almighty shovel. What happened if you praise the shovel for gameplay mechanics? Just go with that much. Can you imagine the whole thing would be just a land full of shovels? NPCs are shovels, or carry shovels. Giant shovel obelisks everywhere. It shovels all the way down. Always was. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. Alright, you have a good night then. Learning how to use Unreal Engine? I don't think you'd require Unreal Engine. You could probably just make it in Unity or something, or the Cry Engine, for goodness sake. We're almost there. I think we could do it. I think George might be our only one left. If we can get, well, I guess if we just keep grinding, it's only... Let's take a look at how much it has left. 4,000 something, that's about 20 odd clam pearls and change for 56. Then it'd be 2 more levels to get it to 58, and then we'll just candy up on the rest. And then we just need to get George up after that. Oh, boy. Hey, it can take out the level 31s in just a single slash. This thing's probably got some serious attack to it now. Well, looks like that was just a weak clam pearl. Alright, looks like 27 and down will go down to a slash. Unreal Engine is the engine you want to learn for graphics and stuff. Also, least expensive with the new policies. Yeah, but Unreal Engine, they will take a portion of your profits on top of it. So yeah, it is the least expensive, technically speaking. But they also do maintain, like, a portion of your... of ownership in whatever you're making and stuff. Alright. You have a good night again, Van. Right, we're checking this thing to see how much it's got. 11,000? Ugh. That's such a long time. That's so many clan pearls. Oh, we'll go for Thief here. Just saying Unity is more expensive? I mean, I guess. I have a complete... I mean, I probably got it when it was on sale on, like, Humble Bundle or something, but I have the complete, like, Cry engine and Unity engines, with all of their stuff included, because of a Humble Bundle sale. I might have just been lucky there. Ah, boy. Alright, it's all crunches all the way down now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Making games for Unity is more expensive? How so? Is it the initial cost up front, or getting assets and stuff like that? What makes Unity more expensive to use than Unreal, aside from, like, licensing, which is always the big one? Might be pretty similar in price now. Yeah, it could be. I feel like Unity has gone down over the years quite a bit. Unreal is always going to be the cheapest to go out and use. And I think they tend to be on the top of the market anyway, in terms of what they can do. But, you know, Epic will get a portion of whatever your costs are if you go off Unreal. And, you know, as much as I want the many faces of Tencent in my pocket. Two more ice beams. 57. One more level. It's free to make a game in Unity unless you pay for assets. You can't make certain amounts of sales, or they'll take like 40%. Oh, that's right! I forgot. Unity was the one who did that. Unity was the company who came up with that big price hike bullshit. Gotcha. Yeah, I couldn't support Unity right now. CryEngine, I probably could support, but I can't think of any games that have been made in the CryEngine in, like, the recent decade. Guess just slap the shit out of that Chincho, right? Oh. We're getting close. We're getting close. Just really want to use Unreal for better lighting and engines and stuff like graphics. Yeah, their new technology and the new Unreal Engine is pretty damn cool. Super, super detail-oriented. And you don't even have to put that much work in it, from what I understand. I believe there are also, like, AI things as well. Alright, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I forgot what I was doing for half a second. I'm sitting here looking at this clamp barrel being like, what do I do? Don't know, CryEngine was open to the public to use when it was first. What's good about Unity on Unreal? Anybody gives it for free? It's good for you until the recent bullcrap they pulled. Yeah. They sure know how to piss off a fan base real quick. Couldn't be worse than Adobe, though. Man, Adobe's got everybody upset. One more surf. for free is you don't pay the upfront price, they just take a card. Yeah, yep, I gotcha. Makes sense. Alright, let's see how much it has gotten so far. 4,000, that's about 20 more clan pearls. Which I think we can do 20 more clan pearls. Just gonna run. Not gonna sit there and try and fight that thing, even though I was for a second, because my brain was like, just fight it. Percentage of sales. Yeah. That's okay. I understood what you're saying about them taking a percentage of your sales, you know, and every threshold that you finally reach turns into X number of sales. Yep, I'm aware. You know what I'd like? If a percent of my XP went to everything. That would be nice. Or full XP went to everything. That would be even better. Come on, clan pearls. I know you're not extinct. Topaz, come on. Come on, Topaz, you can do it. We're almost there. There it is, 58. Let's just finish it off. We only have so many of these things left. Okay, 9. Seven. Thought doing Nuzlocks for Pokemon where you just use Kanto and Sun and Moon with their different forms. That would be pretty cool. Variant lock. Alternative Nuzlocke. Four more Thunderbolts. Ugh. 3. 2.
on.
Oh, thank the lords! Finally! My only thing is I need a Pokemon with Waterfall, too. So I'm gonna have to teach this Wailord Waterfall as well. And leave it in my thing. Okay, let's pull up Wally's Pokemon here. Starting out... Have I played Scarlet or Violet yet? I have not. I have not played either of them yet. Alright, let's start by moving... We don't... I guess we're gonna have to keep it in there for right now. We'll start moving things in and out after we finish this fight here. So the Altaria, we can handle that. Let's see, our fighting dude, what does Cute Charm do for an ability? Cute Charm! Introduced in Gen 3. Infatuates on contact. That's gonna be rough. Go Waterfall through that. Natural Cure. Oh yeah, Wally doesn't have a Grovyle. He just has that Psychic thing. Natural Cure. We can go with... It's poison, so we could technically go with Earthquake, but it's not a good idea. Best to go with our Flyer. Magneton seems like it might be our only real issue, but that doesn't seem that bad either. What's the furthest game you've gotten to in this challenge? You're on it right now. Ruby is the furthest we've gotten to. This is as far as we've gone. Okay, so Magneton, I think I can surf this thing down for the Delcatty. We'll use our Flyer to go ahead and deal with the Rosalia. We'll use Marsh Stomp for the Magneton, and then we'll use our big Cronchosaurus for Gardevoir there. Alright, time to use these repels. Is this the right way, or do I need to keep going down and then out to the right? Hold on. Pokénav. Repel's effect wore off. Wonderful. I guess we can bolt it. I mean, gets us a little bit of extra DPS here or there. can't figure out your teams for Team on Legends? Unfortunately, I never finished it, so I couldn't help you with that either. Let's see, 128. Yep, we'll just need to go out towards the right. There it is, we did it. And here's the freaking thing right here. So nice. League is only a short distance after you've come. You have but to keep going. Herring Victory Road. The path one has traveled in life. Believe in your Pokemon and give it your very best. Electric type, Psychic Bug, Fire, Fighting Grass. I mean, that sounds like pretty good team right there, as long as you have some coverage here or there. Oh, I gotta deal with that bot real quick. Hold on. Let me deal with this bot that came into the channel. Stream manager. Get out of here. And warn, delete, timeout, ban. There you are. Done. Okay, back on we go. Those are most of the type you have on your team? I mean, it seems fairly well balanced. I don't think we don't need our Whalmer, do we? I'm pretty sure we don't need it for anything. And once I think we're done with Pelipper, I don't think we'll need it for anything else. Then we'll just rare candy our way through the rest of it. So, when do I encounter him? Do I encounter it, like, just prior to going into Victory Road? Do I walk into Victory Road and he just suddenly ambushes me? Like, how do I go about this? Like, where's he at? Wally will battle the player near Victory Road's exit. Well, Ross, or entrance for Emerald. In Pokemon Emerald, Wally can also read near the exit. Huh. Let me check Victory Road here. Complex Bridge. Pokemon League. 2 entrances are located at the Grand. Need Strength, Rock Smash, and Surf to make their way through the cave. God damn it. I'm gonna need my little weasel I'm so mad about that. I think my best bet would be to go ahead and get rid of, if I have to have one thing. Probably my Medicham, I think, would be the least useful right now. But I'm gonna need the Danger Noodle to really take my team. Strength, Rock Smash, and Surf. Flash and Waterfall are not required. Make traversing it easier. What Pokemon can I encounter here? Whismur, Loudreds, Makuhita. Oh. Larians, Errands, First Floor, Whisper, Loudrens, Makuhitas. Basement Floor 1, Maywiles, Metatites, Metachams. Rock Smash may get me Gravelers or Geodudes. Let's see, a Sableye could be encountered in Sapphire, but not here in Ruby. Wishcash, Barboosh. That's a generation, the next generation thing. Yeah, so nothing I don't already have right now. I think what we'll do is we'll save it right here, and I think we'll save this, save Victory Road and our, champ fights and everything for tomorrow. So, anyway, guys, thanks for popping in. We'll probably just go ahead and finish off Ruby tomorrow. For those of you guys who are new to the channel, make sure to like, sub, share, follow. All of that good stuff helps the channel grow. Bring your friends to there in the know. We'll be back again tomorrow, finishing off Ruby, hopefully. And, yeah, then we'll move on to Sapphire. You guys have a fantastic night. Thank you for popping in, and until I see you all again later, stay golden.